Hi everyone, it's Kelly. I'm back, and since I don't know how to switch face view to forward view, you'll just have to get a voiceover for this one unless I can somehow get my face in at the end. So earlier we shot a video outside, Mark and I, where you saw our raised beds. So we were able to put some raised beds on our deck so that they would be very easy for me to get to and easy for me to manage, because I don't have to bend down to pick the vegetables, etc. And we just, as you saw, planted a few plants, and but we're getting a lot. So this is what we picked today. Not all of the basil in the back. So everything in jars was not picked today except for this. This was picked today. So we got 4 zucchinis. This one normally would have been allowed to grow more, but it's going a little weird at the end. So we thought it best to pick before it starts to rot, because that way we can at least use this half. So we got more zucchini today than we typically do. We typically get about 2 a day, and we typically get them about 3 times a week. So it's been the perfect amount of zucchini for us. We've been making zucchini with cherry tomatoes and basil and garlic and onions sometimes, and we've been serving that over pasta. And I want to talk about what we discovered with the pasta that is saving us some calories. But first, let's go through what we're doing today. So I got my zucchini in. I'm going to wash these, put these in the fridge, check out the other ones, see if they need to be cooked today or not. These tomatoes will be washed and they will be put in our tub of tomatoes, which is over here, which I had my wonderful niece. I am so grateful I got to see her. Came over yesterday, and we were able to give from the tub of tomatoes that has some from my sister's house, some from my house, and a few from Costco. So, like I said, but they're all yummy. So I got these tomatoes. They'll wash, they'll be going into the bowl of tomatoes, but I'll first rotate the tomatoes. I found this basil where the long guy had pulled up all the basil and also my strawberry plants, unfortunately. So I got this mint up, sorry, not basil, my mint and strawberry plants. I found this mint, so I picked it, and I'm hoping that maybe I'll even get more than 1 mint plant out of it, and they grow inside easily, and I'll be able to replant up in a bin where it'll be protected. I just have to make sure it doesn't take over the whole bin. This is the basil I picked today. I cut some of it with really long stems so that I could put it in jars. And when I put it in jars, you'll see they're rooting. So I was able to take a couple of these basils and put them in soil and give them to my niece yesterday. I'm going to be going through all of the basil plants today. I don't do this every day. I do it maybe every 3rd day. I fill up the water in these every day, sometimes twice a day. But about every 3rd day I go through and I check to make sure, are any of them rotting? Should I pull any of them out? Etc. And then who's got so many roots that it needs to be planted, etc. So this is my basil propagation area, and giving away basil plants to anyone that wants. I picked some rosemary today as well because that goes good with potatoes. And we've been eating potatoes again due to that trick I found out about starch. And it's how you can cook starch in a way that makes it so that you get fewer of the calories and get more good fiber. So let me talk about that. Let me see how I can do that while having my hands free. I'm going to pause this 1 second and see if there's any way I can set this camera up. All right, I couldn't figure out a way to turn around the camera, but I got more stuff for you guys to look at while I talk about this. So here you will see this is pasta that we have stored in the fridge. So what we have learned is if you cook pasta and then put it in the fridge. Now it has to be for at least 24 hours, at least that's what we've seen. And if any of you guys know more about this, this is called resistant carbs. We're making these foods carb resistant so that they actually don't get digested in your stomach. They go all the way to your large intestines. The fiber goes there, feeds you good fiber, and helps you become a better digester, and you don't get all the calories. So cook your pasta ahead of time, let it sit in the fridge for at least 24 hours, and then reheat it, and you can serve it with a sauce like this. This we made just sauteing the zucchinis with the tomatoes, and some basil and onions. And the reason why been sauteing a lot of the tomatoes and not eating them all fresh is if you eat a lot of fresh tomatoes and other foods like that, you can, because the fresh fruits and vegetables have defense chemicals in them, they can actually build up and bother your body. A doctor named Stephen Gundry, I think they're called like lectins or something. Anyway, don't go by me, but just know that that's why we tend to eat a lot of our tomatoes cooked. And anyway, and we were able to use our zucchini in this sauce. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is making zucchini bread. I haven't done that yet. Here is another way that you can reheat your pasta. So I took this pasta here. I put it in a bag. I tossed it with olive oil, some like Parmesan cheese, any kind of like really shredded cheese that you have, or grated, I guess it would be, like the small grates that you have. And then I put on Italian seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder. Put them in the air fryer at 370 for I think like 12 minutes. I stirred them up a few times. And when they were the doneness like this, I took them out, and they're so yummy, especially when they're warm. They got a little bit of chew to them, but they're crunchy and they're so good. Try them. And also, like, if they're ones like this, you can get like either a cheese dipping or tomato dipping sauce with them. They are so good. It's like chips, like having like chips and stuff. They're just as good. So I wanted to show you that. And last thing is the potatoes. So if you take your potatoes and you bake them and then put them in the oven, put them in the fridge for at least 24 hours, they also become carb resistant. And so what we do here is we make like these kind of hash browns or things like that with them. So there's a lot that you can do once you learn about carb resistance. And this has been helping Mark. Mark is noticing a difference. And I'm just starting to get on board with it. I have to be honest, it was so sweet. Both Mark and I have gone off a little bit because my nurse brought us cookies this week. It was so sweet. She baked us cookies. I mean, I just feel so honored. But anyway, of course we had to have some. Anyway, yep, so that's our harvest. And I hope you appreciate seeing what I've been working on when I have my little bit of energy each day. This is one of the things that I do. I love you all so much. Mwah.